Hey you guys, how you doing? So this is just a little reading I'm doing here on a nice snowy cold day. Snowed in here in Texas, love it. Uh, let's go ahead and see what's going on here because I am all into astrology like crazy, and there's this big planetary alignment that's going on right now with Neptune entering into Aries. It's like a generational impactor. It's like the movers and the shakers meet the spiritual Quakers. It's an interesting concept and something to think about. It's a very spiritual energy, but it has fire attached to it, so it makes you want to take action towards being like that spiritual warrior energy. And so it's funny because I really started sensing there's going to be a lot of like false prophets, cult leaders. This has always been, the Antichrist energy. It's always been around for a long time. It's been in the works for centuries. There will be many antichrists, they say. But the point of the matter is the reason why I'm bringing it up, it's because I want us to be aware of the energies we're working with. A lot of people are going to be stepping into their power. They're going to be looking at their identity, their spirituality, wanting to be seen and heard, take action with that fiery, passionate Mars energy with the Aries, okay? If you are a cardinal sign, Aries, Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer, you might feel this energy a little more significantly than others. Or if you have significant Aries placements, you could feel this as well, or Pisces placements. This reminds me of the fire and ice energy of, this and that are true. We have these generational planets moving through. Pluto is in Aquarius, which is changing and shifting the way we look at humanitarianism, technologies, and such. Innovation, our friends groups, everything's changing. And then we have Uranus that's moving into Gemini, and that's another generational planet, and that's all about the higher mind. So we've got a lot of things going on with air energy and fire energy right now, okay? It seems like the past has been emphasized on water and earth. Now it's time to get fired up and bring in clarity for the new beginnings that want to come in for our best and highest good, and it's going to impact our future generations. So we're talking about, 10, 15 years, okay? So we're moving into 2026, which is a universal year one, and ones are about your identity. So here we go. Let's get into it. We're going to do a spiritual warrior spread, 5 cards. The spread focuses on Aries courage, Neptune's divine inspiration, and helping you move from passive dreaming to active manifestations. Thank you for joining me. My name is Firestorm Shan, and I am here to do a reading for those who are watching. Thank you for your comments, likes, subscribes, and shares. I do read them all, and I do take your advice to my best ability. I will use my voice and speak up more clearly. I understand some of you had trouble hearing me. Message heard. Let's go ahead and get my voice raised. Let's get some shuffles in. I've got my notes on the table here. We're just going to go with the flow and see what this energy might look like. Okay? We'll do a few of these readings because it could look a number of ways. There's too many multifaceted colors of people on the planet for there to be one way that this is going to turn out. So there could be multiple ways, and we want to embrace all of your beautiful souls here and your creative energy as well. So first of all, we got to talk about your vision. What is your vision? It's got to be a long-term vision. This has got to do with divine inspiration and dreams, but taking action towards them. So we're going to start with some tarot and just see what wants to come out. Card number 1 is the vision. What is the highest dream, spiritual ideal calling to you right now? Well, let's just say on a collective measure, this is not a personal reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, my rates are in the description box. Let's go ahead. Card number 1. What is the highest dream or spiritual ideal calling to the collective right now? Calling to us. What is the highest dream or spiritual idea calling to us now? Thank you. We have the Hangman in the reverse. So a Hangman in the reverse is Pisces energy, water sign. Now Neptune is ruled by, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Uranus has been in Neptune for, many years now. And so, the Hangman in general just means feeling stuck or needing to see things from a new perspective. When it's in the reverse, it's like, oh yeah, it's like we've been hanging out here on this plane long enough. We know by now, you know, we've seen enough here. It's time to take action. We've been dreaming a little dream. We've been thinking about things, sitting on the sidelines. No, now it's time to take action. It's no more sitting back on our hands. It's time to cut ourselves down from the tree, okay, and see things very differently, I'm hearing, okay? So that is the highest dream or spiritual idea that is calling to us at this time. The hangman and the reverse. Some things that were written, I'm seeing the game The Hangman. You know what I'm talking about? Where you have to, like, write out little space. Okay, you guys got me, right? Do I need to do this? I don't even know if I have any paper left. I've been taking so many notes. Okay, let's play a game of Hangman. Basically, you draw out some spaces to allow for the creativity of a word or a phrase to come through. And then you start to guess what that word might be by putting out syllables and letters. It's kind of like, you know, a game show. But every time you mess up, you hang yourself on this tree, and the tree starts to grow a body that has been lynched, hung on a tree, and cursed because it could not see the meaning of their destiny. So, hangman energy. Hangman is the vision, but it's in the reverse. All right, let's just do this because I'm not too proud. AI, can you tell me hangman in the reverse, what you think it means in tarot? The hangman reverse generally signifies the end of a waiting period, but often in a challenging or abrupt way. While the upright hangman is about voluntary surrender, patience, and gaining new perspective, the reversed card suggests that this pause has become stagnant and that you are resisting necessary change, or that a period of hanging is ending because you were forced back onto your heel or to your feet before you were ready. Here's a breakdown of what the hangman in reverse means. Key themes and meanings. Stagnation, stuckness. You are stuck in a situation, but unlike the upright card, this stagnation is uncomfortable, frustrating, and pointless. Resistance to surrender. You are fighting against a necessary change, refusing to let go of control or clinging to old ways of thinking. I'm using my voice. Can you hear me? Wasted sacrifice. You may feel you have sacrificed too much for a person or a project without receiving anything in return. The martyr complex. Back on your feet. Sometimes positive. In a positive light, the reversed card can indicate that a long, painful waiting period is finally over and you are ready to take action with new insight. Okay, so hangman. What will your story look like? What's this phrase on this paper mean to you? Does it say abundance? Does it say change? Does it say freedom? Does it say forgiveness? I don't know. But that is the main energy of our reading. Hello, TK. All right, so our next card we are going to ask about is the armor. What internal strength or boundary do you need to protect your sensitivity? Okay, so we're talking about putting on the full armor of God, if you will. Okay, let's get a little Bible. I'm a Christian, raised, born, so I know a lot of it. Okay, so, you know, whenever you are resisting the devil, when that it would be temptation, in the nutshell, it says resist the devil and he will flee. But however, there are armors we could put on. Okay, first of all, the helmet of salvation. We've got, you know, wearing a hat, covering our heads, protecting our minds, our third chakras. What are we putting into our eye gates, our ear gates? What is coming out of our mouths? This is what we're basically talking about. Okay? Something here needs a new flip. Something needs a new perspective. Hanged man in the reverse. Wasted sacrifice. Do you feel like you wasted your time? Okay, let's talk about it. Protect your mind. Is it all just wasted time? I channel songs. I'm a musician. I love music deeply. I'm channeling Skid Row, Wasted Time. And it's a song about, you know, somebody that gave their life over at a very young age to drugs and alcohol, and they ended up wasting their life away, and their friends and their family were wondering, was it all just wasted time, me helping you? Pisces energy is also, I say this very gracefully, Pisces is the fishy, so think about a fish. A fish can, okay, think about this statement. I'm going to leave it like that. They are the masters of escapism. So if you want to drink a Pisces under the water, they'll win. They're a Pisces. They know how to go deep. Surprise! That little fish in a cup, you'd be surprised how much a Pisces could drink if they wanted to. Not everybody's a drinker, but they might overindulge in other things that are like eccentric, I'm hearing. Eccentric. I have a lot of Pisces friends. I absolutely adore Pisces energy. It can be very karmic, by the way, just so you know. It's like, it feels like old souls that have learned the consequences of their choices. So we're talking about your armor. You got to put on your mind, your helmet of salvation. You got to put on your breastplate of righteousness. What does that mean? Your breastplate of righteousness means, you know, I know who I am, and nobody's going to knock me off my power. They're not going to steal my power by trying to tell me who I am, because we're stepping into our own identity. No more me fitting under your thumb or under your scrutinous eye of the way that I'm supposed to behave or look. It's very rebellious. It is. The armor of God gives you the protection of knowing that you are accepted just as you are in the beloved. As God loves all people regardless of what their authentic, where they come from, their authenticity, their gender, their belief systems, that none of that exists to the Creator, God, who created all of us and the planets in itself. Obviously, I'm a believer in the Creator here on this channel. And I love the Creator very greatly and deeply. You know, I'm very appreciative and grateful. But other things are that you could take on as your sword of truth. What is your truth? You know, taking out your sword of truth, not a real sword, but it is still your truth, and you stand on it. And if somebody wants to fall on your sword of truth, then so be it. Okay, so we're talking about your feet being shed abroad with the gospel of peace. So that means everywhere you go, you just walk in peace. If people don't want to receive your peace, you're supposed to shake the dust off your feet and walk away. That's their choice. We don't push ourselves on others. We don't push our belief systems, our values, or any of that. No more, no more, no more. It's a wasted sacrifice. Going door to door, Jehovah's Witnesses banging on the, you know. I know my hair looks crazy right now. Forgive me. It's the Leo in me. You know, excuse me, I didn't wear no makeup today, you know, didn't want to be seen too much, gotta cover one eye, gotta hide. Just kidding, I don't really care. I do care, but I don't care. Alright, so we're going to give us what eternal strength or boundary do you need to protect your sensitivity. I've given you plenty of examples. What does Tarot want to say? They are saying the Eight of Swords, protect your mind. And look at all the protection around them. There's just some binding work here. This is like people want to bind you up and try to tell you who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to behave. This is binding work, my loves. Okay, this is getting you caught up in mental prisons. This is the armor. You need to strengthen your armors, protect your boundaries, protect your mind. It is swords, so it does have to do with your truth. Okay, and this person is surrounded by a wall of their truths, but it's also a bunch of other people's truths that have no value. It hits them in a place of not being able to see clearly whoever I'm talking to right now. So your armor, you need to strengthen your armor, you know, protect your mind and your boundaries. That is a nice protective shield that has been built around you, but it's very isolating and lonely. You know, loneliness is awful. It's not a great place to be. Number 3 card is the sword. We're already talking about swords here with the Eight of Swords being the armor you need to strengthen your mind, protect your mind at all cost. You know, your truth isn't for everyone, just by the way. And if they don't, you know, appreciate who you are, you don't let them bind you up in becoming something you're not. So number 3 is the sword, the bold, decisive action that is required to bring this vision into reality. And what is the vision? The Hangman in the reverse. Wasted time. No more wasting time. So what bold, decisive action does you need to take? Thank you. High Priestess. I love it. You know, keep your thoughts to yourself. Discernment. Discerning quietly and choosing a different choice based off of your intuition, your sixth sense. We're talking about tapping into esoteric spiritual gifts and callings. This could be your local tarot reader, by the way. I don't know. You could be a spiritual person yourself. We are talking about the spiritual warrior spread here. How many of us get caught up in what others expect us to believe spiritually is quite the witchcraft of black magic, of binding work, is what I'm hearing. Now we're going to talk about the action that you need to take. You need to step into your High Priestess, your intuition, and your gifts and callings. And that might look like you're keeping it to yourself. You know, you're not sharing all your secrets. You're not sharing your next move. All that kind of stuff. Because you know what? You don't want to get entangled in another web of lies, I'm hearing. Or someone else's illusions. Okay, because we're moving on to card number 4. And this is talking about the fog. And so the fog keeps coming out for the Neptunian energy of, you know, Neptune moving out of Pisces. And one of the shadow sides of Pisces energy is escapism. We talked about this, to self-deceit or illusions, okay? It's some things you must cut through. You know, some things we got to see clearly through the fog, you know. Smoke and mirrors, I'm hearing. You got to be able to see clearly through the fog. So our next 4th card is, what illusion, escapism, or self-deception must you cut through? What illusion, what's the fog you need to cut through? We need to cut through. What do we need to cut through here, Spirit? Thank you. Ooh, the Sun card. The Sun cuts right through the fog. My goodness, it's enlightenment. Childlike faith. Look at the sunflowers. Sunflowers actually absorb toxins, by the way. That's why they grow naturally in the wild, especially near highways and stuff like that, and byways. I plant these along my property. I do live on a major highway, and the major highway here is bumped up to my metaphysical business, highways and byways gift shop here, where we do these readings and enjoy our tribe of energy of esoteric believers. But the solution to your problem, listen, number 4, the fog. What cuts through the fog? The sun, the truth, the happiness, childlike faith. And look at, this is a horse. I want you to recognize that we are in the year of the fire horse, moving into 2026 right now. So there's a lot of support here for you to be free, okay? So yeah, completely different energy than this. Cold winter's day, all trapped inside. No, the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom's dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. You know, so start thinking about tomorrow. So you got to hang on till tomorrow. Come on, babe. Tomorrow. What are you doing, Miss Kitty? My kitty cat over there. All right, so this is what we got to cut through. The Sun, Leo energy, by the way. Creativity, childlike playfulness, creativity, fun. Just live life and enjoy good days, I'm hearing. That's going to cut through the fog. Come on. Cut through the illusions. Love it. All right, number 5, the victory, the ultimate outcome of embodying your spiritual authority. All right, number 5 is the victory. What does this look like whenever we, cards are trying to move already on me. Let's get the questions out, Spirit. I know you're getting excited for us. We're getting set free, aren't we? Yes, we are indeed. All right, number 5, the victory, the ultimate outcome of embodying your spiritual authority, the spiritual warrior spread. What does this look like? All right, Page of Swords. Page of Swords is learning something new. It is a small victory of seeing the truth. It's not a big shout to the heavens. it's an awareness and a little small message that says, I see you, Holy Spirit, guides and angels. I see what you're saying here. You're right. I do need to protect my thoughts. I need to protect my words. I need to put on my helmet of salvation. Okay, the ultimate outcome of embodying your spiritual authority looks like a small little difficult message of truth. It can also look like people spying on your liberty. This is the spying card. This is people like, ooh, what's going on with, who over there? They seem different. They're being awful quiet. Why are they being so quiet, I wonder? Your light will start to draw their eye towards you, but you could get it just looks small, a small little idea. It's not going to look grand on the outside. I think it's going to feel huge because you have two major arcanas. The High Priestess and the Hangman are both Pisces cards. And then you have Leo, the Sun, your major card energy here. Then the Sun is always the solution to your problem, right? So the spiritual warriors out there, the idea here is your childlike faith will be seen by many. And it might not look grand because the ego is what will be fed when things look huge and grand. We're not trying to feed our egos here. We are just trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, realizing that some of the things that we've been serving in the past have not really worked out that great. And there's an opportunity to be more creative and learn something new here for us. And so this is going to impact generations. And I'm surprised we didn't see any fire come out except for Leo. And the funny thing is that the energy is collected around Aries energy, which is about your self-identity. So keeping that in mind, even though we only pulled 5 cards, there's a bunch more here. And otherwise, we could stay here all day. We're not going to. We're going to focus on the little things right now, and it's getting ourselves unbound. Some of us have had spiritual work on us for years, spiritual binding work on us for years. I think it's time that you see that and you see it be set free. Let the sun set you free. Jesus Christ came against the Pharisees. He never came against, people who lived eclectic, eccentric lives that was outside of the normal social norm or the box. He actually had more of a problem with religious leaders. And we are talking about the spiritual warrior, so we're going to have to think outside the box because that old-time religion is not going to work anymore. It's just not. So, closing the reading out with the sun card, we're going to leave you here with the sunshine melting all this beautiful, snowy, icy weather way outside here in Texas. It's quite unusual for us to be snowed in for so many days, but it's quite enjoyable as well. Gives us an opportunity to take a step back and take a look at stuff like this that are important. Yeah, because one more thing before I go, just because it popped in my mind, like there's February the 20th, Saturn and Uranus align in Aries. The first time it's been there in 2,000 years. They're calling it some sort of like factory reset, the Great Reset, the Aries spawn of, I don't know, the next generation. I have no clue. I find it very interesting because I don't truly 100% believe in the timeline of the Christian King James Bible. It's been altered. I read Gnostic texts. I will read Mary. I will read Judith. I will read Thomas. I will read Enoch. Enoch especially has all these really cool esoteric truths and metaphysical truths about time and seasons and all these things that are this and that are true. So get ready for your mind to be blown. If you have been locked in the jail cell of old time religion, get ready for the spiritual truth to awaken you to a whole new level, because it is coming. All right, it is coming, and it's coming great and grand. So also practice your discernment. Yeah, because like I said before, when we started this reading, I'm seeing a lot in my mind, creepy, crazy religious cults, because, people are fired up. They want to be seen. They're ready to take on their spiritual truths, and you know, this and that are true. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say, use your discernment with the high priestess there. You'll see the truth with the sun as well. All right, that's what I have for you folks. Thank you for watching. Until next time, God bless.